Before I move into the talk, I want to just say it struck me. Okay, I follow Formula One racing. And about 5 years ago, Formula One Racing Association, or governing body, said to the race teams, you're going to have less fuel, you can't change your engines, we're going to choose your tires, but we expect you to do more, go faster, and increase your outcomes. You're being asked to do more with less. So you've got to create an opportunity. So Tim spent some time talking about B corporations. And I'm going to spend a few moments talking about private investment opportunities for you. Community foundations are not like every foundation. Foundations sometimes exist for the good of the environment, so they're quite prepared to give you money. They don't expect a return. Sometimes they're giving their money to social activities. Once again, they're prepared to commit their funds and they don't expect a return. Community foundations are a little bit different because, like you, we knock on doors. We ask people to give us their money, and sometimes they're willing to. And they expect us to act in a prudent and diligent way with their money and carry out their wills, which sometimes are environmental, sometimes are education, sometimes are milk for moms. Community foundations have accepted the social finance report on mobilizing private capital for public good. That document has been reviewed in depth, and community foundations have said, we are prepared to support that, and we are prepared to accept that you should be employing 10% of your capital to support that activity. We're not there. We're exploring how we get there. But there are some community foundations in Canada who are already exploring their opportunities. And I'm just going to mention a few. Edmonton is the first foundation in the country to formally commit 10% of its funds. That meant $27.5 million was available in that community for social, environmental, or public good activities. Hamilton launched a $5 million Hamilton Community Investment Fund. They're committing $5 million to their community. And I could go on and on. Ottawa, Calgary, Vancouver have all crossed that bridge. In New Brunswick, we haven't, and the reasons seem to be legal. Our articles are, it's not clear that we're allowed to lend money. But we can, we regularly do invest money. So I was talking to Solano yesterday about the possibility that instead of lending money, we could invest money. And the conversation went a little bit further, and we talked about sometimes governments or agencies want to pare down their investment, but if you capture the attention of a community foundation, we may want to increase our investment. Why would we want to increase our investment? The possibility exists that we might make some money and benefit from doing good for good causes, doing the right thing with the money that people entrust to us for you. And you is generic. It's not just adult literacy alone, because we do support other organizations who come to us. CRA requires that community foundations grant, and we are expected to grant 3.5% of what we have. So in our case, it would be $350,000 or thereabouts annually. We grant. So we just give that money up with no strings attached. We don't want to lose that opportunity. We have to continue to grant. But we want to do things a little bit differently too. And we want to use that 10% of our investment capital, which produces the 3.5% of granting money, to support activities that go on in our communities that offer us a chance to invest our money, expect the return of capital. So if we put $1 in, we want $1 back because our investors expect that. But we also want to understand that financial return is not the only measurement. We want to understand better that there's a social return. So when we go on knocking on a door, the last thing we want to hear is we don't like what you did with our money or with so-and-so's money last year. You lost it all. That's just not acceptable, therefore we're not giving you money. If that happens to us at all, we begin to lose patrons. If we lose patrons, we lose the ability to generate cash, and we lose the ability to generate donations or grants. So we have to be very prudent with the investment capital that we employ, such that we'll continue to employ that investment capital and continue granting. So it's not an and/or conversation that we're having, it's an and conversation. Over the last couple of days, I've heard a lot of people talking about ways that we've discovered to create profit. We're able to continue our programs because we make money in this way. And Stella Circle, I think, made a similar reference to it's okay to make some money while you're doing the right thing for the constituencies that we serve. Again, they found a way to continue what they do for the better of people that they serve by making money. So we want to find a way to continue to do what we do, to serve the people that we serve by making money. So back to the reason I don't have a presentation. I don't have the answers. I need you folks to help us understand why we should invest in you, why it's okay to give you our money, and that we would continue to deliver the expected return, and sometimes that return might be a combination of financial and social return. We have a couple of questions. On our webpage banner, we open up with helping your gift benefit Greater St. John. And that will be consistently, that will be the conversation, may not be an exact replication of those words, but that will be the conversations, community foundation, community foundation, community foundation. It's just what we do. There are vehicles that exist that we can put our money into that would be environmentally proper, that would have social impact, but they would not necessarily be beneficial for our community. So you've got to reach out to the community foundations that you deal with and convince them that what you're doing has benefit to your community. That's really important. So if you want to get the money that we have access to, you've got to be convincing that you're employing the money in the community that you work with. We're all thinking about how we do things differently. You're thinking about, oh my God, my programs have been cut, my revenue is down, how do I turn that thing upside down? How do I turn that glass over so that I can continue to do what we do, which is good work, but understand you have to do it a whole lot differently. And those 3 business opportunities that I've mentioned, to me, demonstrate that you're prepared to take on that challenge. That doing things differently is what you're all about. Creating profit is an understanding you have that to be profitable means you can continue to do the work that you do. Because as an investor, we're going to want to know if you're profitable. We cannot be seen to be putting our money into money-losing ventures. It has to, Kim, that would be where you live too, I think. That would be fundamentally wrong. We would be taking a person's money who have gifted it to us and entrusted it to us for milk programs, for scholarships and education, for social improvement, and losing it. It just won't work. It's not durable. That doesn't have a long time horizon. That's very short-term thinking. We've talked about how do we shift people's mindsets from short-term to long-term. So I want to talk to you about Edmonton, because I'm sure you've heard that they committed $27 million to their community. They're going to recycle twice. Recycle twice means to me that it's all short-term money. It has to be. This is not a new, this is a brand new territory. This is not something that's been around for a long, long time. If they move the money through twice in 2 years, it's short term. If you're looking for longer term commitments, then you have to show ways that we can do that. And we talked about the social impact bonds, which apparently I wasn't the only person in the room who didn't understand them completely. But it's a very compelling vehicle because it does allow a longer term play. 4 years, 7 years, 10 years, who knows? But it allows us to commit in a longer term way because we have seen others backing and understanding the value to a community that this bond, this investigation produces. It also allows us to do a couple of other things, and one in particular. We invest money. So if we give money to an investment manager, we don't expect them to put the money in one spot and hold forever. We expect them to roll that money along, make changes that are appropriate so that return on investment is good, because what is it, one company is success today does not guarantee success tomorrow. Buying bonds allows our fund managers to take that investment money and put it in that bond. And then it's up to you folks to determine, or to show us, that you can deliver the results that we expect that allows us to continue to support you. It's that vehicle, I think, that we as private investors look to for the comfort that we need to get our funds to you. So we're going to do things differently. We're going to take some of our investment money and potentially give it to you. But you have to show, you have to do things differently too, and you have to show us an expected return can be realized. If that can't happen, I don't think we won't be around at the table very long. No community foundation or other foundation would.